It is time to get raw. It is time to get down. It is time for the RAWDOWN, the number one source for all things WWE right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. I am your co-host, Young Anthony of the Independent Epicenter. Joined with me is my co-host, one co-host for a little while. J-Bone will be back in due time, and we wish J-Bone the best with his moving process. However, I'm stuck with you, the MVP Marco of the Chick-fil-A.
The hell?
Mike, how's it going, bud?
It's going good, but I feel like I'm stuck with you. I feel like it's opposite.
Well, maybe we're stuck with each other. Maybe it's meant to be.
I mean, it's, we don't need a third guy. I mean, I think we'll be like Cole, and we'll be like Michael Cole and JBL. That's what we'll
Who's
be.
Cole and who's JBL?
I don't really do a JBL. Do you do a JBL impression? God damn it, Cole.
God damn, Michael. Anyways, well, we have a lot to get to on tonight's episode. A lot of rumors about potential ex-WWE members returning to the company, but when is that not news at this point?
I know, right?
Also, we have some seemingly new feuds on the way. Some stuff brewing, which we'll be discussing. Should be a packed show. Lot to discuss. As I just say, we get on into it. Let's do it. Let's hop on. Where am I going with this? Outside the ropes. Here we go.
Yes.
Outside the ropes.
I had such a brain fart there. I was like, where am I going?
You're like,
outside the ropes. All right, so we'll start off with news that was came in the last few. Was it yesterday or was it? It was in the last few in the day or so.
Yeah,
yeah. Jonah, formerly known as Bronson Reed, has an offer from WWE on the table. So of course, we all remember Bronson Reed, former NXT North American champion. He won the championship did he win from Isaiah Swerve or did he lose it to Isaiah Swerve? No, he lost it to Isaiah, right?
He lost it to Isaiah Swerve.
Right. I remember
I think when he won
match for it.
I'm not sure if it was a one-on-one match or was it
No, it was one-on-one.
Yeah,
because I remember how sudden it was that he lost the title because they were building Bronson Reed up.
The colossal Bronson
Reed.
Yeah.
With his crazy entrance when he stomps
so sick.
Shakes the camera. So it seems as if he was definitely a favorite in NXT.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell in the black and gold. I mean, he was positioned quite well. But then he was randomly released. He lost his title, and we saw the last of Bronson Reed. However, of course, with Triple H at the head of things, it seems like we'll be seeing this Mr. Bronson Reed, now known as Jonah, in New Japan quite soon. It just comes down to his decision. Will he stay in New Japan or will he join WWE? So that's why I present the question to you, Marco. What do you think Jonah will do? Will he join WWE and return with Papa H? Or will he stay where he is now in New Japan and continue on as Jonah?
I mean, if things are working out correctly, he might be able to do both. Who knows?
Good point.
That'd be the good thing. But obviously, I mean, it'd be easier because he's Jonah there and he's Bronson in WWE. So it's not like he's using the Bronson name over there or anything like that. But that's obviously that's a position that they're going to have to put themselves in at some point where they're going to have a lot of these people that they're going after that are already established in other areas. And they'll work out the kinks. I mean, you get Carl Anderson, technically still the never open weight champion. But obviously they're not saying it. And they, there is some crossover stuff happening, so it could be a possibility he might do both while maybe he'll do something where he's transitioning it. That's if he does sign with the WWE, but I don't think he'll completely just cut ties with New Japan. I think it would be like a transitioning out into WWE if that's the case. Would I like to see him back? Yes. Whether it be WWE, NXT, doesn't matter to me anyway. I do feel so they do have a deep roster, but for me, it does feel like for some reason it's slim, right? I'm not sure if you get SmackDown, for instance. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously it's a shorter show. There's not much they can really do as far as time wise with everybody because a majority of his is like bloodline related. But I think he would be a good fit on SmackDown in the mid card
Mhm.
specifically with the IC title. Him and Gunther, and get him in that mix. Definitely, I think that's
Oh
what
yeah.
the idea, or the United States Championship too, with which we'll talk about later with the newly turned Austin Theory. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him back. I was a huge fan of him. If you listen to the Chick Foley show, we were really big on Bronson Reed when he was in NXT. So I'm glad they're actually giving him the chance to come back. Will he come back or not? I don't know. The cries on the internet are saying he shouldn't. that's
Yeah.
what I've been reading a lot about. A lot of people saying, "Don't go back there. You're just going to get buried." Blah blah, all this stuff. But who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I see him going back. Well, first of all, to your point about the roster being thin, I don't know if that's so much as like the talent because I mean they
Talent's
got a
thin.
huge
Yeah.
roster,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I think it's more along the lines of like the star power. And
Yes.
it's just that's the case that it's always been that WWE just hasn't been great at making stars in the last decade or so.
Yeah.
Um, and it's to their own fault. So I mean, maybe with the people that Triple H is bringing in now, he feels that he can turn them into stars. That is a argument for another day.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's what it comes down to when you say like a thin roster is just the idea of it being like, well, the people are there. Like they keep bringing in a lot of more people too. It felt like the roster was big even before he started bringing in all these people.
Yeah.
I think it's just the star power now. Like
Yeah.
you need to start seeing these, a lot of them just feel like people you can just replace, like a revolving door of people.
Yep.
Like you don't have that irreplaceable talents yet. Obviously, with the booking, maybe if a Bronson Reed comes back, he turns into someone who's like a big name. So on the getting back on topic now, Bronson Reed, I could see him coming back. I actually do think that he would pick WWE over New Japan. And I think that's just because you look at how he was positioned in NXT,
Yep.
um,
Yeah.
the presentation of him, the getting gold. And I don't know how he's done in New Japan. So it's pretty hard to compare. I know that he's done, he was involved in the tournaments and all that, but I don't know if he's won a championship if you want to check into that. But I don't believe he's done anything. So, when he comes back to WWE, it's going to be a big thing. I mean,
Yeah.
the presentation is going to be there. He's going to have his shaky camera again. And like you said, SmackDown is a perfect place for him. You have Gunther, you have. I mean, if you want to give Roman another challenger, you could do that.
that was true.
Hell, Bray Wyatt. I mean, the possibilities are endless when it comes to him. So, yeah, I would put him on SmackDown. Here's another question: do they need someone like Bronson Reed right now? Because as much as you say like the roster is thin, I feel like when you look at SmackDown as a whole, I mean, I just mentioned three guys: Gunther, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, who are easily at the top of the SmackDown card.
Yep.
Do you need someone like Bronson Reed? And like, where does he fit into that roster?
I actually just checked. He hasn't won any championships yet
I thought so.
in New Japan. So I mean, he's kind of probably just doing his thing over there, just making ends meet, as they like to say. Not that he's not making any money, but he's there. He's doing what he loves because that's pretty much once you get released from WWE, there's not much else to do. But like if you are a passionate about your craft, and you're definitely going to take your talents elsewhere, and display them somewhere. Someone's gonna take you. Someone's always gonna want your talents in their organization. So that wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
I think he does have a place. I think they do need more big men in the WWE. It's only so many times you can see Braun Strowman and Omos fight each other. You need more of like those you need giants. So not to use that term, but
They got Braun Strowman though.
Yeah. Not that I want to see giants versus giants, but you need those giants versus mid-sized guys. You need the giants versus the bigger giants. Like you need those types of matches. And I think how many. You need maybe if he shows up on Raw, maybe he has a feud with Bobby Lashley, like something like that. Like maybe Austin Theory's in his sights. Like there's tons of different people that they can put him in position. I just think, like you said, not saying that they're the roster's thin. It's more the talent that's thin. I think they do need more of those go-to big men. Brock Lesnar's not going to be around forever as a big man.
Right.
You get Braun Strowman might be he looks phenomenal right now, but who knows how long he's going to last there. So you got to start getting these. And I don't think there's that many, not that it's not the land of the giants, like it wasn't the golden era, but you do need those big attraction type of guys and the ones that can move, like the guys that actually are like physical specimens that can move fast and do kind of like the Keith Lees and stuff like that. And that's what, Bronson Reed or Jonah is. He's one of those big guys that surprise you with his athletic ability. And I think they definitely need that on the roster in my position or my eyes anyway.
Yeah, and let me clarify. When I say the talent is thin, I don't mean that the talent isn't there. I really associate that with the booking. I mean, there's only so much that you could do when you're a talented person. I mean, look at it. We had Rusev Day. It was such an over thing. He got over on its own, but because the booking put a cap on him, there was only so much that he himself could do. So now that we're bringing back all these people in who are very talented, Bronson Reed is a great wrestler. He has a great persona, character, all of that. So now with a new regime, maybe we could see him, become a top tier contender on a SmackDown or even a Raw roster. So I think time will tell when it comes to Bronson Reed. I do see him eventually coming. And I have a conspiracy that I want to relay on to you. And that is,
oh boy.
Yeah, let me put on my tinfoil hat, and maybe I can even do one of these.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
I don't know if you've picked up on this, but whenever Fightful or another one of the wrestling Twitter news accounts post that someone is expected to be coming to WWE, the next show they are there. It happened with Braun Strowman. It happened with, I believe, Candice LeRae. And someone recently. I forget who exactly.
Was it?
Well, this wasn't recent, but Hit Row too.
Hit Row.
It was rumored that what's his name was backstage or talking to Triple H. Next show on that SmackDown, Hit Row's on the roster. So I'm not saying that when there's a rumor they're going to be there, they're already there, but keep an eye out on that. Maybe we see Bronson Reed sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I could see that. Did they predict what's her name? What if I get her name? She debuted against Ronda Rousey.
Emma? Yes.
Emma, yeah. Did they say she's going to show up too?
That's who I was thinking of.
Chelsea
Emma.
Green was another one that they're saying that might
Chelsea
appear.
Green, yep.
She might be back on the WWE roster at some point.
It's actually a great transition to our next topic. But yes, Emma, they said Emma's, rumored to be
they're
back.
Pretty accurate. They might have an inside person.
Yeah. But I mentioned it was a good transition to our next topic. Might as well talk about another two people who were considered
power couple.
What was that?
I said they're a power couple, these two.
A power couple, yes, of course. Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green.
Yep. Yeah.
They look to be, that there's a picture right there.
Love it.
They look to be at least not in talks to come back, but another rumored. I mean, let me know if you know more, but I don't think they've had talks or anything. I think it's just kind of a rumor that they might be back.
Yeah, Chelsea. I mean, the one I read was Chelsea Green. They were seeking her out to be back on the roster. And then Matt Cardona did an interview. He's been doing interviews, and he's been saying like, I'd come back if this or I'd come back if that. But they were asking if he ever came back to WWE, would he be under the Zack Ryder moniker or Matt Cardona? And obviously, he said he wants to be Matt Cardona. He feels Zack Ryder's dead. That's a chapter that's closed. But if he was to return to WWE, he'd be under Matt Cardona. But then now I'm not sure if it's true, but he's actually feeding into it on his. If you follow him on Instagram, he's posting a lot of pictures of his days in the WWE. So I'm not sure if he's feeding into it or whatever's happening. But yeah, I think he might return. I think he's a big possibility. Matt Cardona. I've said it. That dude's had like the best like past couple of years out of any person that's left the WWE in my opinion anyway. Just on his own, not signed to AEW and doing all that stuff, but like just being on his own and doing his own thing. He definitely proved you can make it out there. He kind of took like the Cody Rhodes route when he left. Like he won championships. He made a name for himself, put GCW on the map. I don't care what anyone says. Love Nick Gage, but Matt Cardona brought more eyes to that product because of the King of Deathmatch stuff. I think anyway. And then obviously John Moxley too, but I'm giving that credit to Matt Cardona. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely noticing what he's doing out there. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see him back in the WWE as Matt Cardona, hopefully as a heel, because that would be great. I'd love it.
I think the writing's on the wall from Matt Cardona and Chelsea. I think it's more likely we see Chelsea Green back in WWE than Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
As funny as that is kind of to say.
Yeah.
Was Chelsea Green called something else in WWE? Or was she called Chelsea Green?
No, it was Chelsea. Damn it.
Oh, shit. What
she was called something else. But we're forgetting one thing, too. Like, obviously, Cody Rhodes is on TV right now. But I'm assuming he's doing he's doing some recruiting himself, and they are best friends. Yeah. Matt Cardona and Cody Rhodes. So it could be giving him that business pitch of, hey, join up, we could do this, and that. Or I mean, even that you have to see, like, you have to notice. And if you're Triple H, you ran that NXT a few years ago that was bringing in all those indie guys, it made them stars. Like, he's still definitely watching outside of the WWE. There's no doubt in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Triple H has eyes on everything. And he definitely notices Matt Cardona. And I always say this, and I think that's been the moniker for WWE is if you can prove your worth outside of WWE, that brings up your value more.
Mm-hmm.
And they definitely will offer to bring you back because you show that, you didn't need the WWE machine to be famous at all. Like, you could, and he showed that within the WWE, but obviously, like, there was that booking cap, like you said previously, like he got over by himself and then they just shut it down because that wasn't.
Is everyone here a wrestling fan or sports entertainment?
I don't know why that's so funny. But yeah, he like you said, he did it on his own in the WWE. They capped him, and he pretty much did the same thing when he left WWE. But obviously, he's going to get that, that wealth of fame and stuff like that, and bigger fan base. Obviously, with the major wrestling figure podcast too, that definitely helps out a lot. But But was it? Did you get to check to see if it was Chelsea? Or...
Oh yes, it was Chelsea Green. I'm surprised.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was going to be something like Chelsea. I don't know.
Chelsea Maroon.
Chelsea Maroon.
I don't know. Just a different color.
Wait,
Chelsea Gray.
I wonder if they bring them back and they don't want to use like their real names. Can they go with like Chelsea Cardona? I mean, or I guess
that's technically her real name.
That's her real name.
Probably her legal name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. Yeah. That was dumb. Anyways.
But no, they could. I mean, they could use their real names. It's not like it's not like they're gonna keep it.
Oh yeah, they just don't like want to because of the whole owning their likeness and everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense, I guess. I mean. Yeah. Triple H isn't the same with that though. Like with the NXT stuff, like Adam Cole's Adam Cole everywhere.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But at the same time, I feel like if he wasn't like that, he would have changed some of those names a lot sooner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he
Like,
gave him the names back too. Like,
oh yeah, that
yeah.
that goes without saying. But like when it comes to like changing the names altogether, like he didn't change like Gunther back to Walter, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But yeah, so kind of my take on the whole Cardona thing is I could see both of them back. I think it would be a huge asset to WWE to bring them back in, simply due to the fact that, like you said, I think Cardona was the most successful person who left WWE. Did their own thing, and I think it's a testament to how he went about it. To the fact that his time in AEW was a match. He came in for like 2 seconds to tag team with Cody, and he was out of there. It wasn't like, he was going to be a full-time fixture on the AEW programming. He did his podcast stuff. He did his figure stuff. He came into GCW, made it bigger than it already was.
Yep.
I won't say he made GCW, but he made it definitely a bigger highlight of wrestling than it already was by that point. Everything, like he was in the NWA, he was in Impact, everything that he did, to the point where he was able to make himself a bigger star than he was in WWE.
Yep.
Definitely a testament to him coming back and being a bigger name than he was when he was Zack Ryder. I also think he will come back as Matt Cardona. I don't see him coming back as Zack Ryder, although it would be pretty funny. But yeah, he'll come back as Cardona. On the flip side, Chelsea Green, I mean, if they come back, here's my thing. They can't come back and not be like a thing. Like they can't be separate. They need to be together. Which I'm sure is the plan anyways. But like, I don't know, Chelsea Green on her own, not very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like even when she was in WWE, it was like, okay, it's Chelsea Green. It's fine. I think it does them favors to put Chelsea Green with Matt Cardona because I don't know, you don't really see a lot of kind of couple angles unless I'm like blanking on something, but you don't see a lot of like those couple angles go from a behind the scenes relationship to translating. At least, am I forgetting anything? Like, is there anything right now in WWE that has that? Scarlett and Carrion, sure.
Yeah, I mean, they really don't. I mean, they don't really focus on the fact that they're like married or together or anything like that. Obviously, we know because we, read the dirt sheets and we know that they're a real couple. But they really don't play on that at all.
I think the last we saw was like Seth and Becky.
Seth and Becky, obviously, like Edge and Beth and
Beth,
and Maurice and Miz. I mean, but you can only use them so many times.
Right, like there's not like an active one right now, is what I'm trying to say.
That's I don't think so. No, that I can think of anyway. Yeah.
Well, like you said, Carrion and Scarlett, they don't like present them as like a couple. It's just implied because
no, there isn't. I'm actually like thinking now.
Yeah,
well,
I was saying it. I wasn't thinking. I was like, I hope I don't sound like an idiot right now, but I don't think there's
no, not really. Yeah. I mean, obviously we know of ones like Candace and Johnny and but they're not really on screen.
They're not even together right now.
Yeah, no. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't
you have couples like this is the only one I can think of right now. Emma and Madcap Moss, who like they alluded to on SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh wait, we're forgetting the most obvious one. Dominic and Rhea.
Oh, of course, yes. That was a good one.
Oh, shucky ducky, quack, quack.
Oh, shucky
ducky, quack, quack. By the way, Booker T is great on NXT. He's so good.
I love Booker T.
Him and Vic Joseph.
Last night they did the contract signing for the North American Championship, and he was like the mediator.
Yeah,
so good. I love it. I
Save
love
the drama
every
for
minute.
your mama.
That's right. Save the drama for your mama.
Come on, man.
Come on, suckers.
Oh, he's
You guys
great.
ain't gonna fight in front of me right now.
Tell me. Fucking love Booker T.
Oh, man.
But yes. So back to my original point. Cardona and Chelsea Green, I think putting them together is the only way to go.
Yeah.
If you can't get Cardona, Chelsea Green being back in the women's division, you have to present her in an. I mean, here's the thing. You can bring back Chelsea Green on her own, but I would like to see her crazy Impact character.
Yeah, the hot mess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if they bring her back on her own and, they just either Cardona doesn't want to come or for some reason they don't want Cardona, bring like hot mess Chelsea Green. And I would be cool with that because one, it makes me buy into Chelsea Green a lot more because right now, like Chelsea Green's like, she's there. But on the flip side, you add another character, which I think is lacking a lot in the women's division as well, is just the interesting characters. You have Nikki Cross right now, which is good. I guess you can consider Rhea to be more of a character now that she's with Judgment Day. You don't have those strong characters in the women's division. So hot mess Chelsea Green could fill that role quite well. But who knows?
I like the idea of maybe having her as like kind of like how Finn Balor has a demon. They could do something like that where they have Chelsea Green,
exactly.
But she
there
could
you
do
go.
the hot mess sometimes as like her like character. You're not facing Chelsea Green next time. You're gonna face the hot mess, and then she comes out as the hot mess. That'd be pretty sick. Something like that. Right. Yeah, WWE's known for the gimmicks and stuff like that, and I mean they haven't been really doing it as much with the shticks and stuff like that. So I'd like to see a little bit of that back. Like it doesn't have to be like all real all the time. Like
for sure.
We need some like Bray Wyatt's kind of carrying that torch with the with the stuff that he's doing, but he's like in a whole other league and level above everybody else when it comes to that. But we can those like homegrown, like those different characters that you have, like you said, like the crazy Nikki Cross and all that shit. I think we definitely need that stuff. Not just the ladies though; the dudes need to bring that back as well. We need some crazy. We need some maybe some occupational gimmicks like in the golden era.
Yeah,
bring that back.
Who's the TL Hopper of the women's division? Let's go. Come on.
Maybe we need a race car driver, like a like a hardcore Holly.
That's a new one. I don't think
bring that back.
Oh my god.
He's gotta puke! He's gotta puke!
Who's gonna puke in the women's division?
Yeah, we need a. Oh man,
we need a draws.
They haven't done that in a while. So they had, who was that before? Was it Natalia? They had her as she had like a gas issue.
Yeah, the farting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like bring that stuff back.
No, I don't think we'll bring that back.
That's funny.
I got one more question about Cardona before we move on. Same kind of question as Bronson Reed. Where do you see him fit into the roster? Because it's like Cardona at this point can be anywhere on the WWE roster. Like he can fit anywhere. But where would you put him?
Man, that's tough. Because I definitely want to see him in like a main event type of, not necessarily for like the title. Because I think, and we'll talk about this later. Because Theory actually brought up a really great point in his promo on Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns says that it's locked up. That title's locked up. So there's no really contention for it unless you're like you're the superstar that's being built up to like almost like knock down Roman Reigns. But with that being said, you could still have main event like people. Like you still have those stars that are in that same stratosphere as I shouldn't say stratosphere, on that same stage as Roman Reigns. So I would like to see him in a main event scene, whether it be like you said, like the United States Championship and the IC title are pretty much, the main titles right now. I would probably want to see him more with the United States Championship than the IC title because he's already won the IC title. And I think
he's won the US title too.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. That's true.
That was his first one.
I'm just thinking of like the newer design and stuff like that. But I mean, I'd like to see him face like a Roman Reigns or, like a Drew McIntyre, like that type of echelon of guys.
Right.
Not to say that he doesn't, he's above the mid card, but I mean, I'd like to see him in that, like, kind of like the main event scene in that mix with those guys, if anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I would like to see him on Raw for sure. I think he fits well with those characters.
Yeah.
I think he can just stay in like the, obviously not the mid card, but I think that's the point of the United States Championship right now. Is like it's not a mid card belt anymore.
No.
Neither is the IC
event.
title in a way. Like what Seth has done for the title, what Bobby has done for the title, even what like little things like what Ciampa did, wearing the Harley Race stuff, the video packages.
Yeah.
This is all kind of making it more of, even if you are in the quote unquote mid card, it's not as unappealing nowadays because you have a prestigious title that if you present it well, I mean, they fucking cashed the Money in the Bank on the title, for God's sakes. Like there's so many ways that they're making this title more prestigious.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it. If he's like in that mid card or whatever, like, do Cardona versus Lashley, Cardona versus Rollins.
Oh, man.
All of those would be great.
I love that.
I think there's so many great like potential dream matches on the tables right now, which makes these like, these new additions so much better. Like the thought of seeing something like Bronson Reed versus Gunther and like Seth Rollins versus Matt Cardona, it can't get much better than that right now.
Yeah, it'd be great. I mean, if it does happen, obviously I'll be excited, but if it doesn't, it's whatever though. They'll move on.
I'm not holding my breath on it. I think we'll see Chelsea Green soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But only time will tell.
Yeah, true. And I think Brandy's actually training and stuff too right now. So we might see Brandy debut in the WWE. Oh, Brandy Rhodes action. I don't hate that.
Well, whether you like this story or you hate it, we've also got to bring this one up. I know Marco likes this next one. So Logan Paul, huge positive reception on this last match that he had with Roman. And it was a great match. It got 4.5 stars by Dave Meltzer. So,
wow,
somewhat.
That's surprising.
It is very surprising. So Logan Paul, we got confirmation. We thought he tore his meniscus, his MCL, and his ACL.
Yep.
His ACL tear would have meant 9 months out.
Yep.
However, we got some good news. He only tore his MCL and his meniscus. He didn't tear the ACL. He only tore 2 things instead of 3. So it's not that bad. But he still tore 2 fucking things. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad. He's only going to be out for around 3 to 4 months now, which means he will make WrestleMania. So now the question becomes, who does Logan Paul face at WrestleMania? There's a lot of options right now on the main roster, right? I think Seth Rollins is the number one guy that you can point towards, but Logan can really go against anyone. However, Logan Paul has already made his intention clear of who he wants to face, and it's fucking no one on the main roster. He sent a text message to Triple H saying, "Let's break the internet one more time." And Logan Paul wants to fight John Cena. Take this one away. Take it away.
All right. See, I don't mind it happening. For a little bit. The only thing that's kind of taking me away from it is there's someone else that they asked to come back, and that is actively training to come back and have another match. And I'm assuming it's going to be at WrestleMania. And do you know who that is?
Let me think. Is it The Undertaker?
What?
Is it Hulk Hogan?
What?
Is it I don't know. Is it
I
don't know. Who is it, Marco?
It would be none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin is
What?
So the rumors are they've been, I mean, he's interested in doing another match. That's the other thing. I think he caught like the wrestling bug from that match with Kevin Owens.
Yep.
It looks like he's coming back to maybe do another match at WrestleMania. I'd like that match to be against John Cena.
That's the rumor right now. Is a lot of people, well, not rumor, but everyone's saying John Cena.
Yeah, I mean that's what I want to see. I mean, I love Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul would definitely kill it. I would rather. I'm assuming, and I would like to see this more than anything, is if he is going to be at WrestleMania, Logan and Jake against the Usos. That's what's probably going to happen. I'm assuming I think that's a bigger match. That's an internet breaking match, I would say.
Wait, what is
for them?
Logan and Jake?
Yeah, just them teaming up.
Ooh.
It's like
Wait,
no, I mean like not.
Hold
no,
on.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
You think Logan and Jake would be bigger than Logan Paul and John Cena? Like Logan and Jake teaming, I should say, against the Usos.
I mean, yeah, because they've never teamed up before. First and
I
foremost, like in a tag team match.
It's John Cena we're talking about here.
I know, but
I mean, I will say from your perspective, you really can't go. Both of the matches would break the internet, but if we're talking about like mixing breaking the wrestling world to breaking like the world, mainstream world, I would say Logan and Cena has got to be up there as like the biggest money match you could do. Yeah,
true, but then Stone Cold, arguably two of the biggest stars in WWE history. Like, when would you ever see that?
If Cena's facing Logan Paul, you know who's facing Stone Cold, of course.
Jake?
Like Mussolini!
He's not coming back.
And a staph infection.
No, definitely not. That's not happening. I can't. I mean, if Stone Cold comes back, I can't see him facing anyone else on that roster where it's going to make sense. I mean, it's LA. It's it's at the SoFi Stadium, which is like state of the art. It's like this like big. It's Hollywood, I should say. There's gonna be a lot. I mean, it's just pointing to a lot. I mean, it could be Logan Paul. It is on his birthday too, apparently. I guess.
Oh, I heard
at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a possibility that he'll face John Cena, but I mean, like you said, I'd rather see him, face like a Seth Rollins, mainly because of the athletic.
Oh yeah.
How crazy that match would look.
I still think that's the match that's going to happen. Like I haven't bought into the Cena and Logan Paul stuff at all. I think it absolutely has to be because technically this is how you can get Logan Paul his first title. I mean, you can do Logan versus Seth for the United States title. I mean, it's up to you if you really want to go that far, but it's not like you're giving him the world title. It's
true.
It is a prestigious title after all.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to build up the story behind it, I guess. But
he'll take it everywhere. He'll show it on his his
exactly. Like
freaking like 40 million followers. Like that's. I mean, it's smart to have him do that. I mean.
And you have to get him a title at some point. Like, there's no way that you can have all this media publicity and not have him have a title.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. That's like they caught a lightning in a bottle with with Logan Paul. Like, I mean, obviously the one that kind of set the standard recently was Bad Bunny in his match as an outside celebrity. Obviously he's now technically the biggest. I mean, he still is he's probably even more now the biggest global.
He's the most streamed artist on Spotify. He's the biggest music artist in the world.
Yeah, so he kind of set that I think he set the bar for that celebrity get into the ring.
Right.
If you're not going with the Gaga crazy stuff like the Johnny Knoxville, but Logan Paul, I mean, yeah, he's definitely deserving of a title at some point. If you heard J Bone last week, I mean, the guy that completely hated Logan Paul, he was I think we praised him for 45 minutes. I think the first 45 minutes of the show last week was literally just talking about that match between him and Roman Reigns. And we were more on Logan Paul's side than anything. And just talking about how great he was in the match. So storytelling, I mean, he can do it. I mean, it's a money match either way with Logan Paul right now. Seth Rollins, John Cena, rematch with Roman. I mean, that's a possibility. and then he, finally ends the streak of Roman winning, keeping his title. No, I'm joking. That's not happening. I'm still on the fence about The Rock joining WrestleMania. I personally don't think it's happening right now. Is that a hot take?
No, I wouldn't say so because I kind of agree with you, but
yeah,
I'm also not sure.
Like Ric Flair kind of brought it up on the podcast because they asked about, Conrad was like, hey, Rick, what do you think about The Rock? And Ric Flair brought up a good point. He said, why would The Rock want to come back and, like lose to somebody just to like put them over? Like if he's gonna go back, it's gonna have to be for a title.
Well,
and he can't technically win the title because he's not going to be there to defend the title so much, and he's not going to want to. Like he's not going to be.
Well, hold on, Nate. Hold on here.
What?
It's not like he's losing to Austin Theory here. Like, first of all, it's Roman Reigns, head of the table, biggest star they have right now. Second of all, it's his cousin. It's his family.
Yeah.
What is The Rock going to do at this point? That is, I'm sure he's at his point where it's like, Roman's right there. He just needs one more win. Do you think The Rock really cares about taking a loss at this point? I mean, sure, to an extent, but it's like, Roman's right there. You might as well just let him get a pinfall over you, even if there's shenanigans or stuff. Like, it's written in the stars. Like, it has to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I mean? But I understand that. Like, I didn't even think of that really. Like, he would come back just to lose.
Yeah, come back, lose, and then leave, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just different. Like, when you compare it to like when he faced Cena, obviously there had to be like 50-50 there.
Yeah.
But it's Roman. Like, it's his cousin, like I keep saying. I think it's just a different scenario. Now, I will
hear me out.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's say Rock doesn't come back for WrestleMania. Would you be against, once again,
hear me out,
Steve Austin versus Roman Reigns?
No, I wouldn't know, because that'll definitely, that could help him out as well. That could put him in another, on another level, because that's another obviously arguably the greatest superstar in WWE history. And even actually Vince McMahon said he was the greatest superstar in WWE history at his Hall of Fame induction.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm going with Vince McMahon. He bypasses Hulk Hogan and everyone else. But yeah, I mean that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's another big name. Like, you think The Rock, you think it's Stone Cold.
What?
I mean, I can see it happen. If he's getting that much physical, like he's been posting videos of him working out, and he's really doing it. So if that's a possibility. He could come back and challenge the head of the table.
You're lying.
I can imagine the promos between the two as well. Like that'd be. I mean, I can see it. I mean, if we don't get The Rock and we get Stone Cold, I'm happy either way. I mean, obviously you want to see The Rock because of the story of it all. Like Roman finally gets that notch in his belt where he's now the head of the table as far as wrestling goes. But then with Stone Cold, that's another story. That's like you just beat, like if he does win, which he probably will, he beat the biggest star in WWE history, which technically would make him the biggest star in WWE history.
Why is no one talking about this?
Well,
Roman Reigns against Steve Austin. Ever since the whole Steve Austin rumors of doing another match came out, it's always been, like everyone's like, but who would he go up against? Like, you do Cena. Do you have to bring in CM Punk? Fuck, Roman Reigns is right there.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that?
I beat everyone. Like, so say like, because here's the scenario I had. I'm not sure if you go on the show when I did this one about the Royal Rumble and how, like, Bloodline's still intact at the Royal Rumble. Depending on what happens at the Survivor Series, if they lose or not, Who knows? We talked about this last week, how that could be like the crack in the Bloodlines armor that starts to kind of, peel back the layers of them, not being a really cohesive unit. But say Royal Rumble rolls around, right? And the game plan is to, because whoever wins the Royal Rumble faces Roman Reigns. They got to face, because it's not two champions anymore. It's you're facing Roman Reigns. What if it comes down to just the Bloodline members are in the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
They toss everyone out. So it's a Sammy, the Usos, and Solo, right, left over. And the plan is, going in, Roman's like, here's what you're going to do. You're the last ones in the ring. You all jump out. You eliminate yourselves. That means there's no challenger for my title at WrestleMania, right? But then maybe there's that one Maverick in the Bloodline that, doesn't give a shit what the tribal chief says. And everyone else jumps out, and that one person stays in the ring. And that's Jey Uso.
Ooh.
Which would challenge him, which would make him the challenger for the title. Which they could go that route. They could have Jey Uso and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Will he end it? I don't know. He's still in it's still a story, because it seems like they're building a story between Jey and Roman again.
I watched the match, and a matter of fact, I fell asleep in the middle of it.
You did not. Every match that they had was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Jey
it was
and
a good
Roman.
match. It was a good match. I'll give you that.
But yeah, I mean, that could be the storyline. We don't know. But then again, at the Royal Rumble, we could hear Roman in the ring, I beat everyone. There's nobody left. I'm going to go on vacation. And then glass shatters. And then Stone Cold, maybe he doesn't come out. Maybe he shows up on the screen. You haven't beat me, you piece of trash. I'll come down, flip that damn table over that you're the head of, stomp a mud hole in you, and walk it dry.
Oh my God.
We're fantasy booking right now, but
We're
so many
fantasy
different ways.
It's not even that out of the realm of possibility.
No, it isn't.
Like, I'm sorry. Could you imagine? Like, I'm just thinking about it. Like, I don't know. Royal Rumble, right? Get Roman and Sammy, because as much as I want it to happen at Mania, it's not going to happen at Mania.
Yeah.
Although it should. It's not going to. Royal Rumble. Roman beats Sammy clean, easy. And then he gets on the mic. There's no one left. Wise man. There's no one left. There's no Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. WrestleMania's canceled this year.
Yeah.
So I'm going home to the island of relevancy. And you all will acknowledge me. Oh,
yeah.
Fuck. I thought it was the glass shatter.
Oh, damn it. But it is in Texas.
You know what I mean.
The Royal Rumble's at the Alamo Dome. It's in Texas. It's in Stone Cold home state. He could be a participant in the Royal Rumble. Maybe that's what he's training for.
No, I don't know about that. I think you keep the Royal Rumble away from Roman. Anyone challenging Roman, it's got to be the. Well, actually, fuck. Wait, I just realized the titles are still together.
Yeah, so we don't know who's going to win. That's the thing. We don't know who's going to win the Rumble either. So how do we
at
like
the point where there are so many potential people that can challenge Roman for Mania? It's Roman Cody. It's Roman Austin. It's Roman Rock. It's Roman Sammy. It's Roman Jey. The possibilities are endless.
Roman Cody. We forgot about Cody. That's another.
Yeah, Cody. Like everyone. Gee, Roman Randy. Why not? They haven't done their match yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, not at Mania, obviously, but
no. It's
Roman Logan too. Why not?
I would think if it is Austin Roman at Mania, then Cody would be SummerSlam. I'm assuming. I don't think Cody's coming back in time for the Rumble. I just have a weird feeling that he's not going to be at the Rumble. I know that's what everyone's prediction is going to be. He's going to show up. Whoa, and all that shit, but I don't think that's happening. I don't know.
Hold on. One more time. I gotta.
Hear me out.
So I can't believe I'm even proposing this, but
Oh no.
the US title just got cashed in on with Money in the Bank.
Yep.
What if Cody comes back at number 30 and challenges Seth at WrestleMania for the United States title, and that main event's night 1?
Oh, I'm at a because the story is he does want to win the championship, but they have to.
That's my thing is that
It has to be
win
split.
the world title.
They have to split the titles up at some point. Like
Yeah.
Roman has to lose, and they have to split them. That's what I think is probably gonna. I mean, but I'm not sure. That's the thing. Who's gonna beat him? Does he just relinquish the titles? Maybe he never loses.
You, the audience, are quite frankly tired of having your intelligence insulted.
Yeah, we don't even know. That could be a possibility. That could be like, no one's gonna ever beat me. I'm handing over the titles, or I'm relinquishing them. I don't.
I don't think they'll do that.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Because the story is for Cody to win those titles. Does it set him back if he wins the United States Championship?
Right. That's
of.
very true. But like that's the thing is like, are they building up the US title to be like that? Here, I mean, when it comes down to it, the whole Money in the Bank cash in on the United States title was just to get the Money in the Bank off of Theory. But could they ride that momentum and say, hey, we have the chance to make the United States title as big of a title as the World Championship. Why don't we go ahead and just put Cody versus Seth, for the US Championship? But like they haven't built up the prestige, even with what they've done in the last few months. It's not enough to main event a WrestleMania. Like the story's there with Seth and Cody, but the US title is such a downgrade. But it's like I could totally see them going that way.
Yeah.
And it's so strange, but like that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think it would have only worked if my original idea came to fruition, but it didn't. Was where Brock Lesnar, when he returned, he was in the mix for the United States Championship. So if they had Bobby Lashley, Roman, and Rollins fighting over it, then that elevates the shit out of that US title because now you have legit do like Brock Lesnar, and you have Bobby Lashley. Even if they had a match over it, like I was hoping that Bobby Lashley would have kept that title, and then that match at Crown Jewel would have been Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar for the US Championship,
the US title. At the time, I thought it was a ridiculous idea, but now that we're talking about the money in the Royal Rumble winner trying to get a United States title match, I mean, that was definitely a missed opportunity to put that US title on Brock. Why not?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Like I said, that'll bring it to another level. That title that you need it at. Just having
my mind's blown right now. We're talking about the United States title main eventing a WrestleMania. We're talking about Stone Cold versus Roman Reigns and fucking the US title main event. I'm done. Anyways, Logan Paul and John Cena, maybe it'll happen. Who knows?
Oh my God. I mean, for star power, yeah, I guess it's cool. Like I said, it's Hollywood. You're going to have all the celebrities out that night or, in and around that area. You're probably going to want John Cena facing Logan Paul because, they're pretty much big stars in their own right, essentially. And, if you want to call The Rock the second or the first biggest Hollywood star, John Cena might be like right close to him in the action realm. So who knows? I mean, that's probably more likely is Logan and Cena, but
yeah. Well, we'll see. I think we've spent enough time. We're an hour into the show and we're still on outside the ropes. So
I know, right?
See, this is what happens when J-Bone isn't here. Like we just completely go off the rails, start fantasy booking, all that. Well, that was fun, but now it's I need to remind you, Marco, you need to wipe your boots because we're stepping inside the ring.
Yeah.
Collar and elbow.
always wipe those boots before you step in the ring because it's
course.
time for the collar and elbow. Time to talk about the news that all happened inside the squared circle. And we have just more new. There's a lot of shit that we're getting to tonight. So expect maybe we'll go a little longer. Who knows? Depending on how much we rant about this stuff. I mean, what do we want to get to first? Do we want to talk about SmackDown stuff or Raw first?
I mean, we can go SmackDown. I'm not sure what
we'll
you get.
Go in order.
I'm not sure what you get for SmackDown, but
we'll go in the order of the show, I guess, because the first thing that happened on the SmackDown was we made history. The Usos are the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions ever. They beat the New Day, beat their reign, where they have 400 something days now. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone was expecting it. There were some doubts along the way. I predicted the Usos to lose their titles, at SummerSlam, a few other times, but they went the distance. They've finally become the longest reigning tag champions in history. So that presents the question, and it's a big question, but I guess it's a question that we have to ask. Marco, are the Usos the greatest tag team? I'm laughing saying it. Are they the greatest tag team? All right, we'll start. We'll say in WWE because it's hard to say of all time because you have your Rock and Roll Expresses and all those teams that were kind of outside of WWE. So let's talk about WWE itself. Are they the greatest in WWE history?
I mean, they. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, just for the title reign itself.
What?
I mean, like I said, I guess you could say it. I didn't say you can't say it.
Oh, man.
See,
I mean, technically, yes.
Technically, you could say they are.
WWE is going to call them the greatest tag team of all time, and everyone's
they're not
over it. But
exactly. But I mean, I respect all the the legends, all the older tag teams and stuff like that. But in my top 10, like some of those teams aren't even in my top 10. Like I get the Dudleys really high, like in the top 5 for me. The Dudley Boys, only because they've won championships pretty much in every single organization around the world. There's that famous picture of them, kind of like the picture, like the Ultimate Dragon picture with like they have all their titles, stuff like that. I'm real big on the Hardys. I think the Hardys are one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. Who else? Let me see.
Edge and Christian.
I mean, yeah, I guess Edge and Christian. Definitely the New Day, dude. Like
the New Day.
Days, they're.
I mean, here's a.
It's hard. It's hard. We had
hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
Or maybe it's not. I put the New Day over the Usos in greatest tag team of all time conversations. Or is it different because they're a 3-man thing?
It might be different. They're a 3-man thing, and they've done solo stuff while they were in. So it kind of like puts them above, like as far as like accolades.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, never mind.
Yeah,
but I mean, as far as a team, I put the New Day over. Like if we're talking, grand scheme.
I can see that. I mean, like I was gonna say, it's bittersweet for that to happen, but I think it was gonna happen. I mean, they're just on a roll right now. It was inevitable for the Usos, and always, they obviously they're still in competition with AEW and all these other things, and they need that tag team to solidify them. That's still active, mind you. Like the New Day aren't really as active as they once were. They're off and on and stuff like that. Obviously, with Big E being out and stuff like that, but he was kind of solo anyway. But everyone always compares the Usos to the Bucks, and you have FTR out there, so you definitely need WWE needs that like definitive, top tier tag team. Wow. That's actually top tier tag team. That's a lot of T's right there.
Top tier tag team. Can I ask you a question? And it's a difficult question, I guess. Maybe not, depending on who you ask. FTR or the Usos? Is it a difficult question?
I mean, are we going by matches and stuff? Or are we just going by championships?
Overall, like greatest tag team of all time. Who do you put?
Greatest tag team of all time?
Oh, all right. Now we're talking about
if you go all time. I mean, I'm not sure if you could put. FTR above any like I said, to me the Dudleys are the greatest tag team of all time.
No.
For me,
I'm not
anyway.
talking about like who's number one, but like FTR is in the conversation. Of the
Oh
greatest
yeah, no,
of all
definitely,
time.
yeah, of course,
All
yeah,
right.
no doubt,
Double
yeah,
checking.
no, it's
I
no,
thought
no,
I
I
was
was
gonna
gonna,
have to.
yeah,
Jeez.
no, like on my own, like I said, on my list, definitely the FTR is up there, but for me, it's the Dudleys. I love the Dudleys.
Oh yeah. Sure.
But anyway, but yeah, I mean,
Well, how do you want to compare it? FTR and Usos. You want to do WWE, or you want to do just because I feel like it's hard not to include the AEW stuff,
yeah, but then you got to add the Briscoes too,
right?
and the
ROH.
Bucks, because it's always like those teams, right? It's like everyone always says Usos, Bucks, who would win out of them too, or I mean, FTR obviously has now crept in, or now they're a part of this conversation because of the amount of stuff they've been doing for the past couple of years as far as a tag team, and the Briscoes too. That people don't, that you can't overlook as well as a tag team. But I mean, you could put FTR over any one of those teams.
Yeah.
I would say anyway. They're probably the greatest
It's just
tag
hard
team
to
right
compare.
now.
It's so
Yeah.
hard to compare like a tag team that's done so much in AEW as compared to a tag team who's only done stuff in WWE. Because the Usos have been around since 2010 at this point. Yeah, 2010. Then obviously the Young Bucks didn't ever go to WWE except for when they did the imitation of DX. That was their only.
Yeah.
And I think Matt Jackson was a jobber for Big Show at one point. FTR, it's really hard to compare what the Revival did in WWE as compared to what the Usos are doing now, just longevity's sake. And a lot of that was done in NXT. So it's hard to compare that. So maybe FTR versus the Usos isn't that fair of a question. I will.
Yeah, I mean, and I think with FTR, it's kind of hard because you have Dax that's kind of carry the team essentially, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So I think when you think, for me anyway, when you're thinking of FTR, you're thinking of all those singles matches he's had as well.
Right.
In between the tag matches and stuff like that.
Hold on, Marco, we got to stop real quick because we're getting some comments here in the comments section.
Oh no.
Hot girls are waiting here. Hot girls are
Is there a link
here. We got to stop the show. We're getting a PAS36.fun claims that hot girls are waiting here.
Where?
They're here. They're here.
Where?
They're waiting. They're here.
Is there a link we can click on?
Rock on! The hot girls are here. They're here. They're here.
I don't see any.
This is another round of if you drop spam comments in our comment section, just gonna call you out on it. So there's your 15 seconds of fame. Anyways, what were we talking about?
FTR.
Let's continue.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you definitely have to put the. I mean, I don't want to say you're not a real wrestling fan, but you'd be remiss to not put the FTR above a lot of the tag teams, even above the Young Bucks right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just in the last year.
Yeah.
And that's the craziest part is majority of FTR's claim to be one of the greatest tag teams of all time is solely what they have done in the last 12 months.
Yep.
It's insane. It is ridiculous how much they have done. That's why I consider FTR to be wrestlers of the year. Like you can say Mox, you could say Roman. For me, it's FTR easily.
Mm-hmm.
And it's equal because, technically it's Dax, but like, I don't know. I kind of put FTR on that.
No, I don't.
The year.
I mean, I know we're not AEW show, but I mean, you'd be remiss to not recognize that FTR, even though Usos have done this, history making feat. They are a great tag team. Not taking anything away from the Usos in their own right. They're always up there. I mean, you can't deny the Usos either. As far as if they're gonna go strictly with in-ring tag team work, you can't deny that they're great at what they do and as a team. So I mean, you'd just be lying to yourself. You'd just be like a kind of like a mark for whatever organization or insert organization here if you think the Usos aren't a great tag team. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, I guess we'll open it to the fans. Do you think the Usos are the greatest tag team of all time? Let us know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube.
It's gonna be a lot of no's.
Yeah, just give us your top 5 tag teams in WWE history. Let us know who you put. I'm sure J-Bone would be saying some shit right now, like,
He'll probably say,
I put Harlem Heat over the Usos. I put Demolition over the Usos.
He'd say, what the heck is the team with $1 Million Man and IRS? What the hell are they called?
Money Inc.
Money Inc. Yeah, he'd say Money Inc. Or
Money Inc.
He'd probably say the Mega Powers.
The Mega Powers.
Natural Disasters. He'd probably pick.
Natural Disasters.
Or Demolition or one of those.
Yeah. Demolition. Oh my god. But yeah, that's all we could really say on that. I'll leave it up to the fans to decide.
Yeah.
But
what other SmackDown news?
Yeah, more SmackDown news here. Still waiting on the release of his theme song, but it seems that we have the release of his first feud. Bray Wyatt seemingly is going to be feuding with L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We gotta get a drop of that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely do.
Let me talk to you, says L.A. Knight. But yeah. Jeez. L.A. Knight and Bray Wyatt. This was not, I don't think, what anyone was expecting.
Nope.
When you think Bray Wyatt, you get a cryptic feud. You have Bo coming in, Eric Rowan. I don't know, anything of that sort. To see L.A. Knight and Bray Wyatt in the same room as each other, looking at each other, talking at each other, this begs the question that I want to ask to you. Did we read too much into the Wyatt 6 stuff? And is Bray Wyatt just going to be feuding with just your typical wrestlers?
You know what? I was actually thinking about this when that happened. Well, a little bit. We'll probably say after that happened. And I was like, to answer your question, yes.
Yeah,
I think we weren't reading too much into it. And the other part of that is, I think that was the purpose. I think that was what, obviously I don't know the intricacies of what lies ahead of this whole, Bray Wyatt with the guy showing up on the screen, Uncle Howdy or whatever. But I think that was maybe the wool over our eyes as fans is thinking like, oh, we're going to get this cool faction of all his old gimmicks coming together, and he's going to be feuding with himself. And maybe, like you said, we read too much into it, and maybe that's not the case. Maybe he does have that battle within himself, and we see that with the promos that he cuts and all that stuff. But we kind of talked about this. It's like, who does he feud with besides himself? But now we're actually seeing he's not going to be feuding with himself. He's going to be feuding with
LA Knight.
With LA Knight. But I like this. I like how he kind of related, when he cut that kind of little promo on him before he headbutted him. His gripes and stuff like that, and how they're kind of alike and all this stuff. And, I'm curious to see where it goes, because LA Knight's a great promo guy.
Oh, yeah.
And you kind of see it.
Go back to your little fun house, take your puppets, shove them where they please you.
Dude, he's literally the Rock, dude. That's who he reminds me of. The way he cuts his promos and stuff. But yeah, you kind of seen it coming when the screen was, doing the whole Wyatt thing. And he's like, stop looking at that damn screen. Put your eyes over here and all this stuff. So you kind of seen that it was happening. I thought it was just going to be a little blip type of thing, but I mean, I'm all for it. I'm kind of curious to see where this goes, because you see Bray Wyatt as regular Bray Wyatt, not as the Fiend or anything like that. So he technically can't feud with anybody. He's not this supernatural being. right now. So that's not pigeonholed him to like, a set of like people to feud with. You literally feud with anybody. I'm just curious to see how this goes.
Yeah.
Because LA Knight, that's someone you would not think of seeing feuding with Bray Wyatt. So,
but here's the thing: is
there.
Everyone's talking about the whole Wyatt 6 thing, this, that, and the other thing. Is it almost a letdown for it to just become the whole just wrestling normal people and not being a whole big storyline? Here's my take on this, because I don't believe that it's a letdown. If it is that way, the whole point of the original thing with Bray Wyatt was the rabbit, the white rabbit, the rabbit hole. That kind of makes sense. Is everyone's falling into the rabbit hole with this whole story? Maybe it wasn't that much to begin with. I just don't know if you shoot yourself in the foot by leading everyone to believe something that doesn't happen unless they pull it off, which I'm sure they will. And I don't think that this is just going to be Bray Wyatt as a typical wrestler going against LA Knight and Mustafa Ali and Omos and all these guys.
Yeah.
I think it's still going to be in the story, but I do think that we're reading too much into it. I just don't know anymore. You cannot fucking predict any of this. And I think that's why it's really, really good.
Yeah.
Put him with someone like LA Knight. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's LA Knight. It's great talker, great wrestler. My question is also, and I want to get your thoughts on the whole, is it a letdown thing? But also, when do you see this match happening? Because it's got to happen.
They really haven't set the match card for War Games yet.
War Games.
So it could be a debut, Bray Wyatt's debut match at War Games. I could see that happening against LA Knight as like an opener or something like that, depending on where it lands. But yeah, I don't think it's. I'm with you. I don't think it's a letdown at all with what's happening. I think this. I think this is a rabbit hole that we're going down with him. Technically, like we have no clue what the hell is happening. When you go down a rabbit hole with anything, like say you're on YouTube, the rabbit hole is you're not sure where the next video is going to lead you to. Like you could click on this video, watch it, and then you're looking at the side view with all the similar videos. You go, oh, what does this one look like? And you click on that one, and it could be similar to the one you just watched, or a little bit different than the one you just watched. And then as you keep on going down, you're clicking on all these videos and stuff. You kind of lose that first initial thing you were watching, like that whole theme or whatever you're looking at. Now it's a totally different subject and a different topic that you're watching. So maybe that's what we're going down right now. Maybe that's the whole gist of it, is we're going down this rabbit hole with Bray Wyatt, and we think we're going one direction with this Uncle Howdy character kind of calling him out on these things, but now he's actually feuding with somebody, which is, I think that's what we kind of talked about the past couple of weeks, is he has to feud with somebody. Like he eventually has to get in the ring and have a match. So does he come up?
I need someone to step up.
This is true.
Sorry. Continue.
Does he come out in that iron mask when he wrestles? What does his gear look like? Does he come out as Uncle Howdy? Like, is that? I don't know. Because he said, remember he said when he had that promo about the mask. It was at Crown Jewel when he talked how that mask made him feel free.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So does he come out in that Howdy mask? Is he Uncle Howdy? Is that who LA Knight's in? I don't know. We have. You
sound like Charlie Day and the the wall with the string.
We have like we have no clue. I guess
we're really just fucking conspiracy night on the RAWDOWN. So we're going down the rabbit hole, and that's why Roman Reigns is going to fight Stone Cold, and then maybe that'll turn into the United States title being the main event of Mania. Jesus.
Oh my God, we're all over. Wherever, but we're keeping it contained.
We're keeping it contained.
Yeah, but who knows? We'll just enjoy the ride.
Man.
That's what we say.
Enjoy the ride. To quote the great Mike Belcaster, enjoy the ride.
I trust Bray Wyatt and the drivers driver's seat, so he'll
It hasn't.
get us to the end destination.
Like so far, it has not failed yet. This whole story, even with maybe it drags a little bit, it's got my attention this entire time.
Yeah.
The first time that this match happens, it could happen at War Games. I keep forgetting it's next week. We still have another week to build to this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Stay on
we
the
didn't
lookout. And we don't have a lot of these matches on the card. You are completely correct there.
Well, you got to think if there's going to be 2 War Games matches, that's going to take a lot of the time. So there's not going to probably be a lot of singles matches happening.
Right.
At War Games.
What's the card right now? Let me look up the card because I think we only have like 3 or 4 matches confirmed. It's the 2 War Games matches, and then you have
Shotzi
and Ronda and AJ and Finn. So you could theoretically put another one of those matches on. It could be Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, 3 singles matches. And then obviously the Bloodline's going to be in the War Games against.
Yeah. Damn, I kind of wish that happens now.
But the other thing too is we didn't talk. Obviously, congratulations, Shotzi. I'm actually glad that she's getting a title shot. I think that's pretty cool. But we didn't talk about the injury that kind of crippled the War Games match, which is, I mean, he wasn't actually in it yet.
Oh,
but KO is out.
Well, have you heard the news?
I have not heard the news.
Kevin Owens is apparently supposed to be at the Smackdown tapings tomorrow.
So he's not injured? I thought he hurt his...
I don't know.
They said he hurt his knee or something like that.
I thought he hurt his knee as well, but apparently he's supposed to be at the Smackdown tapings tomorrow, and he's supposed to be at shows after Smackdown. So I don't know.
Maybe it does happen then, because obviously the story there, him and Sammy, him being that 5th member to the Brawling Brutes at Drew McIntyre. What a War Games match if that happens though. I'm excited. I'll be there in attendance too, so be double excited.
I'll be fine if we get Seth replacing KO or if we get Kevin Owens himself. Whatever it is, you've already got the foundation of the Brawling Brutes and Drew. You just need that one more person to
Matt
add
Cardona.
Matt Cardona. There we go. This is where Cody Rhodes comes back. Imagine.
Ooh, dude! Imagine if Cody Rhodes comes back.
That would be
as the 5th member of. That'd be sick. But yeah, I'm excited either way.
Randy Orton. No.
I mean, judging from that picture that his wife posted, I'm not sure if he's coming back anytime soon.
Someone I wish wouldn't come back anytime soon.
Hit Row.
Well, speaking of Hit Row.
Welcome back.
Hello!
Welcome! Where the hell have you been?
I'm back.
Hello there.
I'm back.
I'm going back to the big show.
Just when I thought I was out, they put me back in.
Okay. I know J-Bone over the last few weeks has been saying, oh, this is the worst. This is the worst debut. This, that, the other thing. If you're watching on YouTube, just...
I totally forgot. How did I forget about this? I'm like, who's he talking about?
This was so bad. And if you're listening on the podcast, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to say who it is.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Are you joking me?
A lot of controversy over this one.
To quote the Iconics, you gotta be joking me.
You gotta be joking.
First of all,
no.
I knew from the start that this was doomed.
Yeah.
Even when they started airing the vignettes of the Valhalla is coming. Valhalla is coming. I knew from the start that this was going to suck. I was like, it's only a matter of time. They're going to bring her back and it's going to be awful. And then we finally get to the day that we all have been waiting for. And we're about to get Zelina Vega versus B-Fab. And honestly, I would have liked to have seen that match because Why not? It's Zelina Vega. It would have been B-Fab's first match. I would have liked to have seen that match. And then all of a sudden, and then we see the stage. Valhalla is here. Valhalla is here. And Max the Impaler arrives. And look, I don't mind Eric and Ivar, right? They're fine. It's fine. The gimmick is a little over the top, but like on their own, it's fine.
Yeah.
They could just be War Machine. Triple H, you had weeks to just bring them back as War Machine, and you didn't do it. So Valhalla is here. And here comes barefooted Max the Impaler ripoff. Judgment Day Finn Balor face painted. I had to throw that one in there. It's Sarah Logan. God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
What was this?
I don't know if I have any words.
And everyone's talking about the whole Max the Impaler thing. And yes, I agree. Like down to the green strand in the hair. It's ridiculous. I understand, the comparisons and everything. I don't think people are like, that's the main topic right now, is that it's very similar to the Max the Impaler thing. And honestly, I think we'll see a change in her look next week because of that backlash.
Yeah.
Here's the main issue. And I think it's even more apparent than the whole Max the Impaler comparison. She just looks awful. It's not even the comparison. She looks why?
Yeah.
Why?
If you got to go for that look, you got to go all in. You just got to like completely, just copy paste Max the Impaler, like everything, like big like furs and all, like it kind of looked like. It just looks watered. Like
off the screen. I can't even.
It's
look
watered down. It's like a watered down.
I'm gonna throw up on the screen.
Yeah, it's watered down Max the Impaler. That I think if she was gonna debut, she should have came out with just full gimmick, like furs and just like just looking cool. That didn't really do it.
And like, it's not the
bad.
issue of
just copy it. Who cares? Just. People are gonna ridicule it anyway.
At this point, you might as well. But like, you look at some. I gotta get a picture of Max the Impaler now.
Yeah,
there's no way that no one knew. There's no way that no one knew.
Yeah, Max the Impaler looks awesome too. By the way, like
you
gotta go full.
An amazing look. But here's let me get a picture real quick.
Which is Mad Max. That's the other thing. That's where that look kind of comes from. Is the Mad Max movies? If you're familiar with those, so
yeah. Let me get this picture. I'm saving it to my downloads folder because I want to make sure that our YouTube. Oh fuck! It's not the right type of picture. I can't put it up. I don't know. Talk about your opinion.
So they both kind of. Obviously they both kind of copied. Obviously we'll say this. Max the Impaler, got the idea from, the Mad Max movies, Return to the Thunderdome and all that stuff. And then Sarah Logan just copied that look off of Max the Impaler and just made it worse. So, I don't know, man. It's a blatant, because that's a unique look. You don't see, you don't see that look at all in wrestling, really.
Nope.
So when someone else does it, you're going to get that automatic comparison. Like, there's no... you can't. Yeah,
here's a good comparison to it. Down to the contact lenses. They got Sarah Logan wearing contacts.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, she doesn't look dirty enough. She looks too clean.
Yeah.
She needs to be going dirty. She's more
grit. Yeah. I just
That's what
don't
it is.
know what this is. And no disrespect to the Viking Raiders, Sarah, I've never been a huge Sarah Logan fan, I'll be honest. But like, this doesn't help your case whatsoever.
No.
Like, you were in the Riot Squad. It was fine, right? It was okay. You come back at the Royal Rumble for 2 seconds to do. Here's a positive that we'll take out of this, right? The headbutt move that she does, it's a cool move.
Yeah.
It's a nice move. But like, oh God. And she couldn't even get the face paint right. Like, at least do it like that it's covering just the eyes. Like, you have to do half the face. That just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's too clean. She needs to be more she needs more grit, more dirt on her.
It's just not good. It's just not good. Oh, I don't know what else you could say.
It's. I mean, just if you want to see more or hear more, just hop on Twitter.
Yeah,
and search.
The debate is actually doing. The debate is doing a topic on this Sarah Logan and Maxine Paler thing. So check out the debate on Monday.
Yeah,
but you got our opinions on this.
You got it. I'm pretty sure I know what their opinions are too, without even listening to it.
If it was a topic to begin with, then I'm sure we're pretty certain what it's going to be. We have the King is with us. He says Triple H, WWE just copying everything from other wrestling products. No way. Miz as well stole Buff Bagwell's Mr. Rogers gimmick character.
I mean,
they called him Mr. Rogers on Monday. It's not really a gimmick.
Yeah. And then, Bray Wyatt kind of had the Mr. Rogers gimmick with
he is
more of a twisted Mr. Rogers, but,
Yeah, whatever.
Dang.
Jeez. And I still got one more topic that we got to get to, and I'm stuck on the Sarah Logan thing now. War Machine. You had weeks to just bring back War Machine. I understand Sarah Logan coming back. Good. I'm happy that she's with Ivar and Eric or Rowe and Hanson, whatever you want to call them. But like, did you have to do all of this? Did you really? I know Triple H said at the beginning, here's the thing. We're not going to change a lot of the things that don't need to be changed. Change it, please. You can change it.
Listen.
You the creator for the company. You had the option. We're not going to change things that don't need to be changed. Change it. Just change it.
Valhalla.
No need. Let me get the picture one more time. We didn't need this. We didn't need it. Come on, man.
Or maybe maybe they all come out in that face paint, I guess. Like,
you see in the back, they got they were doing this. They were doing the new face paint. Remember with the Viking match with the New Day and all that stuff?
That match was actually really cool.
It was a great match. But why did they reintroduce them? Like, I don't know. We also have Acefield in the chat. Thanks for joining us, Acefield. Stick around. We're about to talk about Austin Theory. Time to move on from this.
Oh man, the main event.
You going A-Town down. A-Town down. A-Town down. I have no idea what the lyrics are.
A-Town down.
See the future right in your eyes. In and out all day. I mean, who knows if we're even going to hear that theme song anymore, because Austin Theory is going through a whole 360 of a character change.
Love it.
So here we were last week, of course, short-sighted minds that we are. And we're talking about, is Austin Theory buried? J-Bone, of course, saying, he's buried, he's done, he's buried, he's over with. Us, being a little more.
Yeah, we were more positive. We're like, no,
a little more level-headed. Like, okay.
Just a misstep. Just a misstep on that part.
We're going to get back on track. And here he comes this Monday with a heater of a promo, is Austin Theory. Yeah. Just tearing it in, talking about the Money in the Bank holding him back, and that he's going to show a new persona to him, and then Dolph Ziggler walks in. And I love this because it ties in that loose end. Dolph Ziggler randomly starts attacking Austin Theory a few months ago. What the fuck was that all about?
Try to show
Here
him.
He comes.
Yeah.
Here he comes. He's saying, tried tried to talk some sense into you, tried to, be a guidance for you, whatever. And then Austin Theory looks at him and goes, "You're going A-Town down." No, I'm kidding. He looks at him and he says, "You're seeing a new side of Austin Theory tonight." And, we're thinking, all right, we're going to get a little more aggressive, whatever. He comes out, no phone.
No phone, no selfies.
And I'm thinking, oh.
No tongue out, nothing.
Yeah, no big shit-eating grin on his face. I'm thinking, it's time. It's time. And he just lays into Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I mean, I have a theory on that too.
An Austin Theory? Well, hold on.
Austin Theory.
I'll give you your theory in a minute, but we gotta break this down a little bit. He gives him two. Is his finisher called the A-Town Down, or what is it called?
Is it the A-Town Down? I think
because Tom was complaining about it in the chat. He was like,
"What the name of it?"
Yeah, he was like, I love his presentation, but they call it his finisher. It's just not a good name. Is it the A-Town Down? I can't remember. Why does he call it the A-Town Down?
It doesn't. I'm trying to find it.
I don't know, but he gave it to him twice, and then he attacks him outside near the commentary table. He gets disqualified. Right, he gets disqualified or counted out. I forget. And he just has this look on his face, this just anger look to him. And then later in the night, we have Seth and Finn doing their match, and Seth wins clean.
Yeah.
With shenanigans from the OC and all that, but the first time I believe that's the first time that Finn has lost a singles match in a while. I saw from a statistic.
Yeah.
And who comes out to attack Seth Rollins? But the new Austin Theory lays into him, holds up the U.S. title, and Austin Theory is saved.
Yeah.
Just like that.
It's called the ATL. That's what it's called.
The ATL. Okay.
Yeah.
A-Town Down. A-Town Down. Talk to us. Oh, wait. So you have a theory.
Well, yeah, kind of a little bit of a theory. So
hear me out.
Exactly. Thank you, Roman. I'm thinking because I've made this comparison. I think a lot of people have with him, and that kind of create a character, kind of like a mold of John Cena and Randy Orton, that type of thing. More Randy Orton to me than John Cena, but John Cena more because of the bodybuilding and all that stuff. And kind of like what John Cena did early in his career when he was a prototype and he came out as John Cena and people were booing the crap out of him. He basically turned heel. So let's get this right, people. John Cena was heel at one point. Let's not forget this, because I think a lot of people forget. I think people think he's just always a good guy. When he was the Doctor of Thugonomics, he was a bad guy. He was a heel. He was going against baby faces. He was not a good guy at all. So let's get that out there. But the other part of that too is I think he's kind of filling that role of a Randy Orton. I think they're going to kind of mold him into that like methodical, apex predator type of character. I think that's where they're going with, because Randy Orton, let's put it this way, you're going to need that type of wrestler. And if you're going to like copy paste somebody, it's too early to tell now, obviously, knowing who Randy Orton is now, judging him by his promos and the matches he's had and the storylines and stuff. Get it? I'm not comparing Austin Theory to Randy Orton. Let's not go too crazy. I'm just saying he has that potential at his young age, and what they're doing with him now and making him this like badass heel and him able to cut a promo like that. I think they kind of I think knowing Triple H, I think Triple H sees that as well, as that he can be kind of like that new version of Randy Orton, that younger guy. And Randy Orton was like that too when he was young. When he was younger, he was a heel, and people hated his guts.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew he was better than everybody. He knew he had the pedigree to do so. And I think that's the same thing with Austin Theory. And I think that's where they're going with it. I think that's why I think they like quick switch, full blown heel. Facial hair is a big teller too. Mm-hmm. When it's a bad guy, like you grow your facial hair out. That's what Randy Orton does usually. When he's a heel, he'll have facial hair. When he's not, he shaves. So that's another way to tell
Oh
if
yeah, I
Randy
never
Orton.
really noticed that.
Yeah, that's a thing. He'll have like a beard or whatever, a little scruff.
Yeah, true.
When he's a bad guy, but when he's a good guy, he'll do like a little mustache, or he'll shave completely. Another thing he does is shaves his head. He goes full heel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless you're 2009 Randy and you just shave everything.
Yeah, so that's how you know. So those are some telltale signs, and I think that's one of those things. Is he has a facial hair now? He has more of an attitude. He does have the skill set. Let's not beat around the bush. The dude is amazing in the ring. It's only upwards for this dude, man. I can see him as a champion at some point. I mean, he has the look, he has the skill set. I mean, he has.
What were we saying from the start when the Cena comparison started for Austin Theory? And not really John Cena, but I could see Austin Theory as another Randy Orton.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah. It's happening, and I'm glad. I'm happy to see it happening. It was a little shaky, like we said, with the cash in and stuff, and in the way that he was treated after Vince McMahon left. That was another thing that was a little shaky. He was just like, "What the hell is going to happen to this dude? Is he going to?"
I'm looking back, and it's like, yes, I still think that the cash in, if it hurt anything, it hurt the Money in the Bank, because the Money in the Bank is supposed to be for the world title.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me unless they start making the US title much, much more prestigious. I just feel like it wasn't at that level of prestige to do it after so many years of being booked like dog shit. So, I completely just lost my thought. Wow. What the fuck was I about to say?
Money in the Bank. How it lost its prestige.
Sorry. So, yes, the Money in the Bank, that was hurt, I think, if anything. But I think you just needed to do it to get to this point. It's almost like this is like if you did Goldberg taking the title off of Bray at that Saudi Arabia show and it actually leading to something good. Like you needed to get the title off of Bray to do something really good with it.
Yeah.
This is because I can't think of anything else right now. This is like doing something bad that people don't like to eventually lead to something good.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's like, a quick little, everyone thinks he's buried, but they also played into that. Like, he had to listen for a whole week of people saying that he's done, he's jobbed out, all of that. And, a full week of that led to that promo, that match with Ziggler, that attack on Rollins. They saved Theory immediately. And I think he's much more of a threat than he has ever been immediately. Like, you compare it now, it's like you can see kind of the ray of sunshine, or no, the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to this Theory, as opposed to like what would have Vince done if we had selfie Austin Theory? Like, where could he have taken that? And I don't think it's very far, because it's just that goofy type of gimmick. Whereas you would now have Apex Predator, Austin Theory. Maybe Theory's going to shave his head bald too. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, it's a possibility.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time an Austin was bald in the WWE. You might as well get a second one in there too. So, I mean, who knows? I think there's a lot more longevity with Austin Theory here, and I think that was smart. It's not so much that he's not a main eventer anymore. It's the fact that you gave him a character that now he is able to stay around and stay relevant longer. Because for all intents and purposes, he's just a heel. Like, he is just a
he's natural heel.
Now he is like a just wants to beat everyone up heel. Whereas comedy, how much can you do of that? It was already getting stale. Now at least you have something that you could kind of hold on to. He's a young wrestler.
24.
You need to keep him around.
24 years old. Let's not forget that. It's not like he's at the end of his rope. in wrestling and stuff. So yeah, and he I mean he has his whole wrestling life ahead of him.
My Wi-Fi just cut out there. Are we back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still here.
Oh, well, you're here.
I know. I was saying basically, he's still young. He's 24. He has his whole wrestling life ahead of him. And I'd be remiss to say, like, they should, again, don't be afraid, copy paste, make him like an MJF of WWE. Just have him come out and cut fire promos about how great he is, how young he is, and how much better he is than everybody because he is young and he is better looking. He is in better shape than a lot of those guys there. Like, have him just do that. And eventually people, obviously, they'll hate him, they'll love him. I think he has the ability to turn people. Yeah. I think he has the ability to turn face at some point. I could see that with him now that he has like the heel persona. I could definitely see him, the fans backing him and stuff like that, and him becoming like a face at some point. But I love what they're doing.
Ace says NY Wi-Fi has been so sketchy. I've been battling it for a week and change now. Yeah, I mean I just randomly glitched out. Now I'm on my hotspot because I don't want to leave Marco in the room by himself again. Gotta stay with you.
I'll just have to talk alone and just talk to myself. But
and God knows no one wants that. No.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, definitely don't want that. I'd probably just shut it down. Just be like, all right, see you later, guys.
Yeah, that's the show. Thanks for. But I mean, just look at his face. Look at that intensity. Face. Or no, Chad Gable said, "Look at the face. Look at that face." To Otis. just remember, like, speaking of which, this is a guy, Austin Theory, that was like floundering around with like Chad Gable and Otis against, for the longest time. Like, it felt like it was never ending. And now, like, immediately in one night, boom, that goes to show you how good, not just, just WWE, but in general, how you are able to make a contender for a world title or a main event star in one night. That's all it takes. It doesn't need to take months of build. One good promo, one good match, one good segment. That is all it takes. That's why I always say, even when it looks like, we were talking about Bobby Lashley, against Brock, how he looked not great. He shouldn't have lost to Brock, this, that, and the other thing.
Yep.
Don't be surprised if he's a contender for the Universal Championship like that.
Yeah.
A gauntlet win, a good promo. That's all it takes. And people just don't get they can't wrap their head around that.
Yeah.
For some reason.
And the other part is, too, they have to execute. Like, obviously, they have the plan for this to happen, but the person has to still go out there and do what is told of them. So Austin Theory still had to go out there, cut that promo, and not mess it up. Yeah. And be convincing in that promo enough where people are like, "Holy shit, he's serious." And then him go out there and execute in that match with Dolph Ziggler, and then the attack on Rollins. But I do like some of the stuff that he said in the promo too about basically it was a waste of time even having that briefcase because if he went to go cash it in, because why did you just cash it in on Roman at least? That would have saved him. No, you don't need to cash. It didn't hurt him at all. Like, he didn't have to cash in, and he kind of said it. He was like, he's like that title's locked up. Like, he's like, if I go to cash it in, the Usos are going to be somewhere. If I go to cash it in, someone else is going to be there. He's like, so it was like a lose-lose for him. And he's like, that's why that briefcase was holding him down, because he's going to sit there and flounder and wait for like Roman Reigns, wait for him to cash in on Roman Reigns, or he's probably just going to lose it anyway. Like, no, that shouldn't be an anchor to what he's trying to do. And I think they put that in the promo, and I think that was perfect. It was like,
right,
explain to people why. I mean, if you can't figure out as a wrestling fan, we're just going to tell you why we did this last
Right,
week.
yeah. I'm glad they explained it. I'm happy that they gave reason why he didn't pick Roman, and it wasn't just, oh, he was right there, had to do it. He explained why he didn't pick Roman, and it made sense. Like, can't go for Roman. So I still stand by. I think Money in the Bank should be against the world champion because it's the most prestigious title. But stuff like this, it gets me to the point where I think maybe we could be at a stage in the future where, you could see the United States title being not equal to the world title, but around the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the Money in the Bank briefcase should be something where obviously it's an opportunity to, get a shot at the World Championship, but it should be, for me, that should be for a person that never gets that opportunity, right? That's a person that should win it. Austin Theory isn't that person.
Yeah,
he
he's going to get the opportunity
title
regardless.
He's going to get the opportunity. He's, like I said, he's 24. He has so many years ahead of him to get title shots. Like, he doesn't need the Money in the Bank briefcase at a young age. Like, he can get title shots if he needs to off of his, his skill set, his look, and all that stuff. So, like, for me, when they get rid of the Money in the Bank briefcase and actually bring that back, hey, let's rebook the Money in the Bank briefcase and actually make it someone that usually never gets an opportunity. Those are the ones that should be in the match. Like, the people that never get title opportunities, those are the people that should be in the Money in the Bank briefcase match. So, like, it shouldn't be all the top stars. It shouldn't be AJ Styles and fucking Randy Orton and all these people. Like,
it's a good point.
Ali, Alpha Academy, like all the people that you never see in those title like positions. Those are the ones that should be, in those matches and win the briefcase. And then now you create a story. Yeah. Like, holy shit, this person's never even been considered to get a title shot. Let's see what this person does.
Like when they put Kofi in the Money in the Banks. Like Kofi was never going to get a world title shot, like in 2014 and stuff like Shelton Benjamin, guys like that. I want to bring up this comment from Ace. I was a big fan of the Theory presentation, complete 180, and turned a disaster into something positive. Hugely talented and can fix it. Orton wasn't always Orton for the 2002 shoulder injury, RNN skits. And he also says Orton was booked like a geek in the beginning, and he retooled, and talent eventually emerged. Theory will be A-OK, talented dude. I agree. We've been comparing, like, there was even a point where I thought, like, you heard Theory talk, and it sounded like he was working with Orton. Like, you could just hear, like, the way that he talks, and he's talking very
It sounded like that on Monday.
Yeah.
It's not like, it almost sounded like a Orton type of promo. Yeah, the promo we cut on John Cena that night was actually really good as well. When he talked about how, like, he's an old man and blah, 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 and all that stuff.
I love that one. I'm going to be honest.
I mean, it wasn't the greatest of promos, but it was at the beginning.
But imagine this Theory cutting a promo against Cena.
Yeah, with the attitude and everything. Yeah. Now he has.
I'm almost happy they held off on the Cena and Theory match, because now, hell, Cena versus Theory could happen at WrestleMania.
That's a possibility as well. I mean, yeah.
I mean, like, there's.
Sky's the limit for the dude, man. I mean, like we always say this, WWE doesn't build young stars and blah, blah, blah. Now you get this guy, young, super young in that position. I mean, they're building a star. I mean, Roman's not going to be able to wrestle forever. He's going to eventually lose those titles. They're going to need someone to, step up. I need someone to step up.
I need someone to step up.
I love that one. I'm glad we kept it.
Legit. And I mean, he's one of those guys, man. I mean, that's the future of the company. Like, I mean, we could probably talk about this another time, but I was actually thinking about the amount of years I've been watching wrestling and the amount of faces that are no longer on TV that are like completely new. Like, nobody's really around from, like, usually obviously like the Brock Lesnar's and the Bobby Lashley's and stuff like that, but like it's like literally all new people. Like, it's crazy to think like that someone like Austin Theory could possibly be like the big WWE star one day, like the the guy that's going to transcend, media and show up on ESPN. He might be in movies and all that stuff, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But he's on the right path. He's on the right path right now.
I will say, being on the right path, the number one thing that they could have done to help him, getting that full beard.
Yeah.
God, that facial hair was just. If you thought he was going to be the next John Cena with that mustache and the little chin thing, you're out of your mind. But now I can see it.
Yeah, with that, yeah, definitely. Yeah, with the
as a fellow man who can barely grow facial hair, it was good to see Theory grow a full beard, and it looks fantastic. He looks like a star. He looks like a star with that beard.
That's what it takes. Is change your look up a little bit, and any heel will tell you that when you turn heel.
It's time to shake things up around here.
You gotta shake things up.
Oh, Vince, we miss you so much. On TV, not behind the scenes, just on on-screen persona.
That ref is ripping Giuseppe's whole stick from the new. I don't know Giuseppe. Honestly, if they're not in Invictus, I vaguely know them. If they're not in the New Jersey area, I still gotta tap more into the indie scene. Starting to work with a few more companies, so stay on the lookout for that. I'll talk about it in a little bit, but
okay.
God, I got a cough lately. All right, let's wrap it up.
Who won the week?
The Jedi or the Sith? Who are you going with?
I'm going with we go with the Jedi this week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Wait, are we going? Are we talking about? I'm going with Raw. If that's what we're.
Oh my God! The Sith is the red.
I mean, why was I thinking of? Jeez.
Oh my goodness!
I meant the Sith.
Well, there goes my whole thing.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! I think maybe we need a little work there.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Raw mainly because of Theory. He turned it around for me. Theory, Rollins too. I mean, with his crazy promo that he had with the glasses down, the dude's a meme machine. That dude. What else? There was something else. Bobby Lashley was awesome. Like him coming out just kicking ass everywhere. Like I just like how all that stuff, like how they're doing the interweaving storylines and all that stuff. We got some more reveals for the Women's War Games match as well. So we have that last piece of the puzzle. Yeah, I'm going with. I mean, SmackDown was good. Obviously, the match of the week would probably be the Usos and New Day. But other than that, no Sammy, no love from me for SmackDown. That's how it goes right now. I mean, Sammy's the glue that holds that show together.
That's a good point. It's a very, very good point. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also going to have to go with
yeah.
Oh, that's got to be a drop soon. We got to get that in. Yeah, I'm also going to go with Raw and Theory stuff. Nailed it. Seth and Finn was a good match.
Yeah.
And also, SmackDown had the Sarah Logan segment, so I can't pick that show.
That definitely killed it.
Oh, man. I'm so harsh on that segment, but I feel like everyone is. Like, you can't not be.
So bad.
Like, how do you do that? I'm not going to get into it. Raw was a good show. Had some other good stuff that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. What else happened on Raw? It was really the Theory stuff that sold it for me. But Seth and Finn was good. I got to look it up real quick. You had Seth and I keep saying Seth and Finn and Theory and Seth and Finn. I mean, you had fucking
Shelton and Dominic as well.
Mia Yim and Rhea Ripley. Dominic. The Gargano stuff wasn't very good, but how do you feel about that?
No, not really. I'm done with it. I think that storyline was cool at the beginning, and then it kind of dragged on too much. I think.
Yeah, it's a
But,
bit ridiculous. Oh, Gable and Riddle. That was a good match.
Yeah, that was a good match as well. Yeah, that match was good. Like I said, Dominic and Shelton Benjamin was really good too. Even though there was a lot of shenanigans that happened, but I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, they didn't have Sarah Logan, so they definitely took the win. Either way, it doesn't even matter.
Sarah Logan. Nothing personal.
I don't care if Roman Reigns lost his titles on SmackDown Friday. I'm still picking Raw because
I don't care if Stone Cold, The Rock, Roman loses his titals.
I don't care if they recreated that ending. That you ever see that video? It's the greatest SmackDown ending ever, and it's literally just like every one of the roster just doing their finishing moves. Like, yeah, have you ever seen this video? You could search. You'd probably see. Yeah, just search on YouTube greatest SmackDown ending ever, and it's literally like Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold.
Oh yeah, I've definitely
freaking like Kane, like literally every single star, just at the end, just doing run-ins and getting dropped by finishers. But they could have recreated that. But still, Sarah Logan was on there, so I'm picking Raw. Raw could have had 4 hours of 24/7 title matches, and I'm still picking Raw over.
I could have watched Hulk Hogan promote the H phone for 4 hours.
Jeez.
And I would have.
Oh man, I was going to say something.
You could tweet, dude. You could Instagram, brother.
I was going to say something.
And I'm watching that over Sarah Logan.
Yeah, definitely.
Give me a break.
It was bad.
God damn.
Sorry,
dude.
Sarah. We love you here, but we need you to.
This is like, it's good criticism, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing this is on WWE. It's not on. I mean, I'm not in the boardrooms, obviously, but I would imagine this is on WWE because there is multiple. You are not at the point like when you were in the the Attitude Era where there's only 2 writers. You have multiple writers, and no one knows. No one would have said, something. no one's sitting there like, wait a second. Let's put a pin in this one.
Yeah, let's not do this.
No one's sitting there like, hold on. Hold on.
Bad debut. That's probably the worst debut.
That was the worst.
Yeah.
That was the worst one. What did J-Bone say last week was the worst one? Didn't he say there was one that was like that takes the cake?
Was it Mia Yim? Or no?
No, I don't think so.
Or the debut of why do I always forget her name? Emma.
Oh,
I think that one.
I think that was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was worse than Emma. This was worse than Emma.
Yeah,
God
it might have been. Yeah.
Woo.
Sarah.
I'm sorry, Sarah. Just join the Riot Squad. Do the Riot Squad stuff again, and we'll be fine. You don't have to do this.
Yeah, just recreate Riot Squad.
Yeah, facts.
Just all three of them come out, and one of them dresses as Ruby Riot. One of them dresses as Liv Morgan, and then she can just be Sarah Logan.
They'll bring back Chelsea Green, and she'll be Ruby Riot. Or hold on, hear me out. There was towards the tail end of her WWE career, she was technically a member of the Riot Squad for a little bit. Billie Kay. Do you remember that?
Man. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm Riot Squad.
You're gonna be joking me. A lot of Billie Kay.
Joking. We need that too. Yeah.
That's who they gotta bring back. The fucking Iconics.
We need a drop. Back. We need gotta be joking drop as well.
Yeah, I gotta go in and I gotta make a lot of drops. I gotta do you gotta be joking me. I gotta do
Yeah.
Oh man, we're about to hit 2 hours, so I think it's time.
Hey yo.
It's time to wrap up the show. Folks, thank you for tuning in to another edition of the RAWDOWN. Marco, talk to us about Chick Foley show. Talk to us about open mic. What the hell do you have going on, bud?
We had, nothing much this week for the Chick Foley show, but we'll we'll have a new episode of Open Mic dropping either, I think, on Saturday. I do an interview with she's known as a Pretty Fig Collector on IG. So that was a pretty interesting interview, only because she has a connection with, if you're familiar with the Major Bros, she has a connection with Super Gabby. If you're familiar with Super Gabby, he's an awesome guy. And if you ever, definitely search YouTube and watch the interactions between Matt Cardona and Super Gabby. Those are probably the best videos ever. But yeah, it was a really awesome thing. She's, just another, fig collector out there, pretty early in her fig collecting career. I think she's been collecting for like 3 years, and she has like a mass collection already. But yeah, so definitely check that out. And then obviously chickfoley.com, sign up for the Facebook group. Lots of stuff going on there. I'm assuming we're not doing anything next week because it's the holiday week for literally everyone. So I'm not assuming any crazy activity on our side, but who knows? We might go a little bit crazy and do a quick recap of Survivor Series War Games when it happens. So not as late, not like we did with Crown Jewel, because we had an advantage because it was early in the afternoon and we did the recap that night, but not so. And then we have what do you call it? Actually, no. Oh yeah, our live. We'll have our live chat. Obviously, if you join the group, we'll be live chatting for Full Gear. I know this is obviously WWE show, but Full Gear is this weekend. Thank you, Acefield. But yeah, so we'll definitely have our live chat in the Facebook group for Full Gear. That should be an awesome show. Can't wait to watch that. Hopefully, this is going to be for me. I know I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but this is going to be that turning point for AEW for anyway. They're coming off of that last pay-per-view. We all know what happened there. This is that. I think this is that pivotal moment.
What happened? What happened? Something happened?
Don't be an empty-headed fuck, all right? You got to remember what happened.
Like Mussolini!
But yeah, for me, this is that. I'm going to be watching this with like freaking eagle eyes, because I think this is that turning point for AEW and their company to kind of like, hit the reset button. And this is that pay-per-view that's going to set forth whatever's going to happen, in the next years to come or whatever. So definitely looking forward to that. But other than that, that's pretty much it on my side.
Marco, I just want to say, if my prediction happens this week at Full Gear, we are going to start up the AEW Predictions Championship here on the RAWDOWN, and I'm going to be the one and only champion. Because
what's your prediction?
You didn't read it in the chat, so not to.
Is this about CM Punk? You predicted CM Punk's coming back?
Yes. There's no reason why you drop. He's said those lines before. The pipe bomb opening line. He's said the greatest thing that the devil's done, whatever, is convince you that it doesn't exist. He's said that in the past. Why would he say it again? It's to plant the seed. And it makes sense. Punk spoiled MJF's what's it called? Well, there's two ways you can look at it.
Return.
Technically, MJF spoiled Punk's big moment, but also Punk spoiled MJF's moment. And now again, Punk will spoil MJF's moment. I am putting money on it. I'm not putting money on it, but I'm putting money on it. I don't know.
I can see. I was thinking the closest thing you'll ever see is when the Elite returns, that they'll all be dressed in CM Punk inspired gear. That's what I'm going with. I think so. I think that's happening. I think they're gonna have the stars. Like it's gonna be. They're gonna have the colors like the Chicago flag. I think it's gonna be. They have to do. I mean, they have to throw a jab at this guy. I mean, for that, I can see some possibility of that.
And notice how this week is this maybe someone has to fact check me. Is this the first time this week that Tony Khan has answered a question about CM Punk? There was something on Twitter today that he said, He's done a lot for, AEW. He's done a lot for our history. Why is he answering questions about CM Punk before Full Gear? That's strange. And he hasn't answered any questions. That's weird. There's also new CM Punk merch on shop AEW.com.
Oh, really?
That's weird.
See, I didn't
Not
know
like
that.
t-shirts or anything, but I think it's something small, like an ornament or something. That's weird. That's suspicious.
He's still on the cover of the game, right? Too?
He's still on the cover of the game. That's suspicious. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like I said, there's going to be this pay-per-view coming up is going to be like I said, a very interesting.
If it happens, I am RAWDOWN predictions champion for life, and I get the AEW predictions championship for life. Because everyone, hey, look, I don't know. Because that's a real, Ace said it, that's a tinfoil hat moment right there. That's our tinfoil hat is the, ours is the.
Hear me out. I
Hear
don't
me
know,
out.
man.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're
man.
right. I'm gonna have to read more into that Tony Khan thing too. I think you might be onto something. We'll see. You hear the phone call like MJF.
Yes, that's my prediction. The phone call happens.
Hey Phil, can you come back? I'll give you this much money.
Yeah, we need you for the show. I'll pay you X amount of money, and you don't have to sign a full contract. You just have to be here. I need you at the Prudential Center, and then like Mussolini, and he stands on the ramp. Boom. I don't know, Marco. I don't know. But anyways, Independent Epicenter, you can find me at Indie Epicenter on Twitter and Instagram. Invictus just had their big show in the Bronx last Sunday. It's a great show. They just announced that they are going to be part of some sort of interesting event that multiple wrestling companies are going to be at the Knights of Columbus in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. So it's happening on December 31st, and I forget the dates. I think it's the 30th into the 31st, and multiple companies are going to be doing shows like on those days. So it should be an interesting time. They have a block there, so if you're interested in seeing some wrestling, check it out. However, I will be working with some more companies going forward. There's some talks. I won't get into it here, but maybe see the answer in some more places. I'll leave it at that.
GC Dub. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, not GC Dub. Not yet, at least. Hey, GCW, if you're watching and or listening, I'm your guy.
I just want to see you in a death match. That's all with Nick Gage.
The answer versus Nick Gage.
Yeah, I want to see him pull out a pizza cutter on you.
Yeah,
thank you, dude.
I'd love to see that. I'll do it if it means getting in GCW. I'll take a pizza cutter to the big forehead that I have. Thank you, Ace. Yes, I should plug that on Invictus's Instagram. I made a promo for them and actually turned it up. I don't know. I was pretty proud of it. So leave a like if you haven't done so already. And yeah, next week. We have our predictions for Survivor Series. We are not doing a live episode. I should address that. It's Thanksgiving. We're not doing an episode on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, come on.
But it will be pre-recorded. It will air on Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure. So, if you want something to watch in between your football, listen to the RAWDOWN. Hear our predictions about Survivor Series. It's going to be a shorter episode to get you your predictions and get you the hell out of here. So it should be a good time. But with all of that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, and all who are watching, if you like what you heard, and I know that you did, make sure that you tune on down, turn on down, walk on down, run on down, drive on down to theturnbuckletavern.com. It is the #1 hub for all things Turnbuckle Tavern. Listen to the podcast, watch our videos, tune into the live streams, join our Discord, and be on our social medias. All of this helps so much for us. Just join the community. We are a great community here at the Turnbuckle Tavern, and we want to get you involved. Join that Discord, man. The Discord is popping every now and then. But we need more like-minded individuals to help the show pop even more. You know what else should be popping? Our merch sales. See what I did there? ProWrestlingTees.com/tavern. That has all of your tavern shirts. It's got some RAWDOWN shirts. We need I think we need some type of variation of a Roman shirt. I think that's next.
I think so.
Maybe a Hear Me Out shirt.
Yeah, hear me out.
We get like a silhouette of Roman doing the Hear Me Out. Maybe that's next. If you want some more merch, I know you do. Teespring, turnbuckletavern.com. Get you your stickers and your mugs. Marco has a RAWDOWN shirt, and he loves it. He loves that shirt. He wears it almost every other show. You could watch the RAWDOWN with your RAWDOWN t-shirt, drinking out of your RAWDOWN mug, putting RAWDOWN stickers on your RAWDOWN branded laptops in your RAWDOWN house, surrounded by your RAWDOWN family.
Yep.
In this RAWDOWN world. With that out of the way, that's going to sum it up for us here. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Because you got to call the tavern. 304-404-2004 is the number to call to hear your message played on the flagship show. Keep saying it, but we haven't had a call about the RAWDOWN in a minute. And I want to hear what people are thinking about this show, especially when it's just going to be me and Marco for a little bit. We gotta know what's going on. So call us, let us know. And J-Bone's not going to be here. So if you want to say something bad about him, you want to tell him that he sucks, you could do it. And he won't know. Or maybe he will. 304-404-2004 is the number to call. Call the tavern, leave us a voicemail, hear your message played on the show. I should say that it probably won't be just me and Marco for the entire time that J-Bone is away. You might see some guests pop up every now and then. Maybe some Pod Foundation people will pop up. Maybe some people in the wrestling podcast community will pop up. This is a call out, by the way, to all the members of the Pod Foundation. If you haven't joined the RAWDOWN yet, expect a call from us because we want you on our show. We want you on our show. But with all of that out of the way, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the RAWDOWN. We will see you here next week for a quick episode, a little quickie of our Survivor Series predictions. But until then,
Life sucks, and then you die.